I was juggling several projects and stuff like that. And my whole thing was I was starting to get to a point in my life where I was like, even though I know I'm exhausted, I talked about it in my last couple of videos where I was so exhausted I wasn't taking care of myself as far as my diet, my eating habits, everything was just like completely off because my mind was on making money. Making money and providing for my family and getting my project off the ground. I wanted to get my app off the ground. It was very important for me and my family for me to get that app off the ground. So I had started the process. I started the designing process. I started to conceptualize the app. I started to do the UX UI. I started to do all of the research and everything all of the groundwork, basically. I did all the groundwork. And then I was like, okay, so where are you going to need help? Where are you going to need to bring people in? Where are you going to need to outsource, right? And I was like, I started to identify the areas where I was going to need to outsource for the app. And I was like, okay, no problem. Then it came to a point where I was like, all right, well, we don't have a budget. And on top of that, you and the children, you guys are, you have an apartment, but you're not supposed to be like staying here temporarily. Like we're only here temporarily, basically. For the longest, I think we were supposed to be there for like a year, which was enough time. That's enough time to get yourself on your feet and get your own, you know what I mean? And so I was like, all right, cool. Let's go ahead and do this. I'm, mapping out everything. And I tell you, the enemy creeped in, knew exactly what to do. Basically just worked through my coworkers, worked through how I was making my money so that I could invest in my team, basically, because I wasn't going to ask anybody to work for free. I would never. You feel what I'm saying? People have it's too high. The cost of living everywhere in the world right now is high as hell. So like, how dare you ask somebody to work for free? I would never do anything like that because it's like, how are they supposed to live, So, so my thing was you need to set aside a budget so that you can hire these people, even if it's just by the hour, it's fine, And so I was in that mode right there. I was in that little space. I was like, it was right where, okay, I've got all of the things and the plans are in place. I've got all of the stuff right. And then all I needed was my team in place. And when I got to that point, everything started falling apart once again, like everything else. So I wasn't surprised. I just started noticing how, it was just an ongoing pattern, and here I was, still ambitious, working my ass off, not asking anybody for anything, just like, all right, I did ask at some point. I was just casually like, you guys, I want to turn this into an app. I want to do like a really good, I want to put together a really good project. As far as me, I can own the business and have somebody else run it. That wasn't no big thing. So it really shouldn't have been anything about, as far as people's opinions of me, it should never have been about, oh, well, we don't think she's qualified to, to have a business like that. That's, first of all, not up to anybody else but me. And second, I could have hired somebody to run the business. That wasn't an issue. I'm the designer. I'm the person who comes up with the concept. I'm the visionary. When it comes to all that administrative stuff and all of, setting up offices and stuff like that and all that good stuff, that can be outsourced. Other people can do that. So for me, it tripped me out a little bit because when people saw that, I wasn't able to produce my app, they didn't know what was going on behind the scenes. Some people did, though, but a lot of people didn't. And they just looked at me as if I was some type of failure. And I was like, that's interesting. I didn't even have time to think about that. I was worried about my children. I was worried about my children. I was worried about my work. I was worried about my money. I was worried about having transportation. I was worried about our safety above everything. And I just had to put it on the back burner. Everything had to go on the back burner, because I was getting drained from work because of whatever was happening with my coworkers, it was draining me. It was like they were full on attacks, pretty much, just full on attacks. And I was like, because I was the only black woman there, only black person, So I was like, you know how, for my fellow ladies out there, my fellow brown girls out there, y'all know what it is. Y'all know how we are. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know how we are when we're the only one. It's like it's almost unfair. It's almost unfair because people will do things and it's like, I really want to address this and it needs to be addressed. However, it's like in this environment, I'm going to be painted out to be the aggressive one. I'm going to be painted out to be the one who is, you know what I'm saying? The problem child, right? But I'm the one being attacked, And when you're the only one in the building who looks the way that I look, hi, how are you? When people record me, I just wave at them. They be like, oh shit, she saw me. Yes, I saw you. So, and then they usually turn around and walk away like, oh shit, remember? It'd be kind of funny though at times, right? But anyway, you guys, so, no, I was really focused on my family, and I am still, even now. But when I had to move me and my family out of that apartment, it was like they attacked my work, they attacked my housing, they attacked my car, and they attacked any form of income that I could have generated. And they were trying to attack my business, my app. That's why I put it on the back burner, because I was unwilling to allow anybody to come in and ruin that for me. So I have committed to building the app, but until I can afford to outsource the proper way, it's not happening, and it's fine. It is what it is. From what I understand, somebody already took. Is it Black Owned Global that they mimicked already, you guys, or was it Beyond the Black Square? I'm not sure. Let me know, because I don't know. I can't see any of that stuff. Okay, so, but let me know which one it was. I mean, at this point, I'm still the owner, but we'll talk about it another time. It's, that stuff, that's, child, we about to be in 2025. Okay, we about to be in 2025. Like, I've been trying to move on from this for so long. And people think that I'm holding on to something old, and they don't even realize that, no, there are things going on behind the scenes that are pulling me back into this energy that I am trying my best to get away from. So, and the only way to communicate to the outside world that this is what it is, this is the reality, from my perspective, is for me to get onto the tube or get onto my website, which was also attacked, and say, listen, I'm not really that hung up on that. It's more about the process that it took me and my family through and how it continues to show up in our lives currently. Okay, so it's fine to leave things in the past. I'm all for that. Trust me. She's the queen of walking away. But if it continues to badger you in your everyday life, then it's clearly being planned and it needs to be addressed and discussed, right? So Black Owned Global Incorporated is still mine. Beyond the Black Square is a concept. Beyond the Black Square was a movement. Beyond the Black Square was a social media platform, or it was a social media page or an account that included 1,000 followers. And many other people that I did not know were watching my platform. I had no idea. I didn't even know that there were so many people who knew. I had no idea that people even knew who I was. I didn't even know that people knew. This was not supposed to be a video about about Black Square. It was not supposed to be. It's crazy that we're going in this direction right now. I'm gonna just let it flow. I'm gonna let it flow. Okay, I'm gonna let it flow because I feel like maybe it's meant to be talked about right now. But beyond the Black Square, they wanted me to copyright all of my content from the page because I was trying to get the trademark, and the trademark kept getting kept getting blockages. I kept meeting blockages there. So then I decided to go through a third party because I'm like, here go another sabotaging situation, or here comes another, situation where it's going to be a disappointment. I can kind of feel it, but I'm gonna continue to go forward, and honey, when I tell you that it was a journey trying to get my trademark. So I just kind of I put it on the back burner once again. I put that on the back burner and I just continued to create content. I wanted the content to be, I wanted it to be bold, and I wanted it to be proud, but I wanted it to be something that even if you weren't Black, you would look at it, laugh, be entertained, and also, fall in and be like, I feel the same way about mine. Matter of fact, you know what I'm saying? It was meant to be a positive space for collaboration. It was not supposed to be just for Black people. It was for everyone, for the record. And I've said that several times, by the way. But since we're here, I'm going to say it again. The platform was designed for everyone, but obviously I'm a Black woman. Okay. So yes, I love being a Black woman. Yes, I'm going to uplift Black people. Yes, I'm going to promote Black-owned businesses. Absolutely. Every other culture does it. So why is it that when we do it, it's an issue? I was tripping off that. I was like, oh my goodness. So I became the target. And I mean, there was a lot that took place when it came to that. But like I said, I did the video. I remember doing 2 videos. One, I had a black vegan leather head covering, and that was just my thing. When I meditate, I like to cover my head. And then I had another. That's the one where I was just like, you guys, give me a second. I was talking to someone. I can't remember exactly who I was speaking to on live, because my thing was, oh gosh, there's so much that I wanted, now that I'm talking about it, I'm like, there's so many details. Wait a minute. So I was talking to someone. I can't remember exactly who I was speaking to, but it was like maybe my first or second live, and I had never gone live. So I was like, okay, I don't even know how to do this. You know what I mean? And, but I did do some scheduling and stuff like that. And I had some little questions and stuff, kind of laid out, because I do have a little itsy bitsy bit of journalist in me. Just a little bit. Not a lot of bit, just a little something, little something. Not a lot though. Not a lot. It's some girls out there, trust me, I know for a fact, and they will run circles around me when it comes to journalism. And I am okay with that, because that is not my lane. Not necessarily. Okay. But where was I? Let me get back on track. Okay, so I was new to the social media thing, and I was also new to going live. And on top of that, I have a history of my personality not necessarily translating well on social media. So it was very awkward for me to do that. Okay, so that is why I said, excuse me, I have a little anxiety or whatever the case is. That doesn't mean that I suffer from anxiety. No, I don't suffer from anxiety. That means that I was dealing with nerves because it was my first live. I had never gone live online at all before. I hadn't even gotten a chance to connect with anyone who was following our page. So that was like, and I did my little meditations and all that stuff. And you guys know I was in my car and all that stuff, and And I think I spoke with a couple of people that evening, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm trying to remember. I feel like I spoke with a couple of people that evening. And then what happened was I accidentally deleted the live. And I was like, oh shit. Like I deleted the live. So I was like, oh my God, I can't even post it because I deleted it, right? Or reposted it. So somebody picked it up and, kind of carried it wherever. It's out there still, I'm sure. Somebody got it. So, and then we have the second time that I got on there, I made a video and I was basically telling everyone that I was going to be leaving LA. That's pretty much what I was saying. I was like, you guys, listen, I have tried my best with this project. I'm not sure exactly what people are doing, but there's a lot of attacks coming towards me. And I just want to let you know, because I've never been one to shy away from, if your plan worked, good for you. Okay? I will let you know. I'll be your confirmation. I'm never going to be the type of woman who will be like, well, I don't know what you mean. And then I got all these daggone, knives in my back and I'm over here like, and I'm fine. No, you gonna know I'm hurt. Shit. What you mean? You gonna know that my feelings is hurt. I don't have a time. I don't have that type of time to be, depriving myself of honest feelings. I'm an adult and we should not be running from our feelings at all, ever. And so, that's when I remember saying specifically, I'm like, if you guys meant to hurt me, you definitely succeeded. I didn't even know who I was talking to at the time. I was like, whoever these people are, like whoever you are, if you intended to hurt me, which it was clear that it was your intention to hurt me and to drive me off of social media at that time, I said, you succeeded. But you were succeeding in executing your plan during a time where I was already transitioning from the temporary housing position that I was in, or a solution that I was already occupying at that time. It was expiring, and so that time, it was like, okay, I already had a move out date and everything. So when I did that video was, I think, maybe a week or so before I was due to move out, right? So by me saying what I said on my video and saying, you guys, I need to, before I can see about anybody, it's nothing to, hand somebody $20 out of $100 coming out of a place or whatever the case is. That's nothing. I'm gonna do that regardless. That's just every day, But if I truly want to be in a position where I can help people, I have to first help myself, which I'm already knowing that. You get what I'm saying? So I'm gonna take a break from social media. I'm gonna let y'all have it. And then I'm gonna go and take care of my business and do what I need to do. That was me leaving LA. So nobody ran from anything. I was doing what I needed to do. I was naturally progressing. I was moving along and doing what I needed to do. When I left LA, I got to where I needed to get to, immediately got myself a job. In LA, I was like, for some odd reason, I just was not getting picked up for employment. It was just tripping me out because I had never experienced that before, but I was like, sometimes it be like that. Sometimes in life, you have to, it's your turn to experience some stuff. Like, okay, like for example, the girl who usually gets all the guys, eventually she's going to get to a point, or she's going to face a point in her life where it's like, dang, men are not really like responding to me. It happens. Same thing with guys. The one who always gets the girl, eventually he meets the girl that he can't have. It happens. So for me, you're talking to somebody who I hadn't experienced unemployment in years. I stayed with a job, honey. She stayed earning. That was never a problem for me, ever. Okay? And then I started going through the dry spell. I started going through, I was like, oh, it's time to pivot. God is telling me it's time to pivot. Okay, so what do you want me to do? So I had started trying all these different things. And Black Square to me, just to kind of bring it around full circle, Black Square to me was very, very special. And it came at a very special time in my life because I needed to build something that brought people together, and I needed to build something that represented everyone, and I wanted it to stand for something. I wanted it to inspire people, even if it was just kind of like low key inspire. I was cool, but I was like, I want people to feel me. Like, it's cool to be, proud of who you are and this and that, but we're going to collaborate. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And who cares about what people have to say about your business? So what? They might think it's raggedy. So what? They might think it's low budget. So what? That's okay. Do it anyway. That's where I'm coming from. So everything, every single post that I put up there, it was done in love. It was not meant to be like some type of, I don't know, what do you call it? Like a tool for war or some shit like that. It wasn't supposed to attract negative attention like that. It was supposed to bring people together and be a positive platform where people could come together and collaborate. People who were already established at the top, it was supposed to give them an opportunity to see firsthand people who were in small business, giving them opportunities to say, you know what, I didn't even know that they did that over there, out there in such and such. Let me go look into this. I saw this business as a, Black-owned business or a minority-owned business, and it happened to be out here in this state or whatever. I'm actually going to be out there in a couple months. I'm going to check them out. It was meant to be that kind of a platform. It was meant to connect people so that they could, for small businesses that were looking for funding or some type of support, it gave them an opportunity to be seen by the higher ups. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I was trying to build. That's why I was running those stories. I didn't even sleep while I was building that platform, you guys. Like, I would be up in the middle of the night. I don't know why it was so important to me. It was so important to me. But I was like, I know, I want small businesses to be able to collaborate with the well-established corporations, and I want them to come together on this platform, and I want them to build. That's what I want. And I'm a small business, so I included myself as well. But I wasn't done with it yet. And so I was like, damn, but my life, what was going on in my personal life, it was getting in the way. And I was like, I can't do this the way that it needs to be done, and I can't give it the attention that it deserves until I take care of me and mine. So when I did that video, that was me saying, and that's why I was crying. You know what I'm saying? Like, it really, that bothered me that people were making fun of that, because I was like, oh my God, if you guys only knew. Like, I was going through so much, and I don't cry easily either, so if something is like, but people don't know me, so they don't know that, But honey, when I tell you, I was going through something tough. I was having a really tough time while I was building that platform. That platform was really my love letter to the community. And I felt like everybody just turned on me and completely like threw me out, you know what I mean? And I was okay, after a while, because after I stepped away from it, I didn't really trip off of it too much. You feel what I'm saying? And I was like, and then there were people who were coming back around to kind of like check on me to see if I had, if I was working on my project. And I'm like, no, I'm not right now. I'm back to my real life. I'm back to getting my life together. I'm doing exactly what I said I was going to do, and I'm sticking to my plan. But that app has to take a back burner. It has to be on the back burner for a minute, because I need to take care of my children. I need to take care of my family life. I need to make sure that I'm working and generating income so that I can see about me and mine. And I need to make sure that whatever I'm working on next, I don't face what I just faced with Black Square. I want to be able to fund my own project. I want to be able to put my own thing out there and have it polished, have it, everything's registered, everything. Like, I don't want to have to, be fighting for my own damn brand that I'm building, while I'm trying to build it. I'm like, no, I'm not doing it that way anymore. But it served me well during that time. It served me well during that time because it gave me an opportunity to connect people, which I've always been really good at, by the way. But just naturally, I love to connect people. If I think that, like, okay, I met this person over here and this is their skill set, and then I met that person over there and that person actually needs somebody like that, I love to connect people and then sit back and just watch and see what happens. Like, let me see what y'all create. What magic do you guys create? You know what I'm saying? It's a beautiful thing for me. I don't know. And it makes me happy to see people succeed together. It really does make me happy, especially when I introduce them. You know what I mean? So anyway, that's my little PR hat that I take off and put on every once in a while. But anyway, so I think that's all I really want to say about it. I'll probably make like a formal video about it, like when I feel like making a formal video. But this is super casual, and I just wanted to make sure that I touched on it. But I didn't get a chance to plan it. I didn't even plan on talking about this. It just kind of came up because I was like, we were talking about 2021. I was talking about me working and designing my app and, trying to build my own capital so that I can invest in my project, and then getting tired out and then exhausted because I'm overworking, and then I got my kids and I'm juggling this and da-da-da. And it was like, you know what? You might as well just go ahead and talk about Black Square because that's what happened right before all of that happened. You know what I'm saying? And eventually I will tell you guys a little bit more about how the journey progressed, or has progressed, or is progressing. And, when that happens, I hope you guys are around. All right. In the meantime, between time, you guys, I've been charging my phone. I just charged my phone a little bit, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to head back. I want to go get some tea. And I have a couple magazines at my car that I think I might want to get into. I'm not really doing much today. I'm really just chilling, and I'm out sightseeing, just kind of looking around to see what's going on, what's around me. And I'm like, it ain't too much going on out here. But that's okay, because sometimes you need to be low key anyway. I'll talk to you guys later, okay? Bye.